Hello to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube.com. It is good old MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony the Hitman Florio, and it's just us two tonight, guys. So we got a lot to get into. Not a lot of time to cover. We're gonna get into Smackdown Live. Yes, there will be a Mikey's mindset. I got a couple of things that needs to be addressed this evening, and with that said, we're just gonna dive right in. So we started it off with SmackDown Live, and tonight's SmackDown was from the legendary Rupp Arena in the University of Kentucky in Lexington, Kentucky, exclusively on the USA Network. Started off with Shane McMahon, again ripping on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for being turncoats and betraying SmackDown Live, and Brian, there's a little bit of a power struggle going on. Uh, you know, that you kind of feel like, Brian was telling Shane that he wanted a yes man. He's not that guy. However, he recognizes and brings in the in-ring talent, and he's that kind of a guy. And just to trust him, just to be and everything else. And, he added a couple of additions saying that the Randy Orton fight against Kevin Owens was now. On top of that, Kane has been banned from ringside. He cannot be in anywhere in the building for that fight later tonight. I like the dynamic. I like where this is heading. Storyline progression. I wonder what Daniel you up to, my friend. There has to. I'm trying to put my finger on it, but I can't understand what you're doing because I'm wondering the Neil Caffrey long con style. I mean, it almost feels like White Collar. If you never seen the show, go on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix or it might be on Hulu, but I know the USA Network does have the show as well. Watch this watch the series. It's about, I think, 6 seasons long, but it's a really good series. It's with Matt Bomer. Guys would know him, Tim DeKay, and Tiffany Thiessen, by the way. But great way to start SmackDown Live. I thought this was really good, really solid. Nothing bad to say about it. On it, my friend, the start of SmackDown Live.
Well, I'll tell you what, Matt, it was the segment of the night. I mean, these two, Daniel Bryan, yeah, you said it. It's a power struggle, and if Daniel Bryan is an evil mastermind, he's clearly playing the long con here. I mean, I'm curious if this character change for Daniel Bryan will be abandoned from last week's show, or if we're going to see more of this development. You basically hit the nail on the head, MF. The one thing that really stood out for me in this segment about it was about the trust issues, and talking about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the possibility of them going back to Monday Night Raw, but Shane said they'd be Stephanie's problem at that point, and then Bryan then said if he wanted a yes man, he's not his guy. A yes man who will basically carry out an agenda. But if he wants someone that can recognize and bring in-ring talent to SmackDown, then he is the guy. That's what stood out to me right there. I don't want to see Daniel Bryan turn heel. It would not make any sense at all. He may not be wrestling. He may be just the general manager, but he is still over as he's ever been. Goodness gracious. You really want to turn him heel? Did you see how that crowd popped for him, like they always do? So I honestly don't know what to say on that. So don't turn them. That's all I can say on that. I mean, I'll say what I said last week. We don't need two power struggles right now. We clearly have one on Monday Night Raw with Kurt Angle and the Authority. We do not need another one on SmackDown Live, especially with two babyface power heads with Shane O'Mac and Daniel Bryan. How over those two guys are. I mean, I really don't want to see a heel turn come out of this. It's leading towards that way, but I really don't know at this point. So, but that's my only nitpick. But it was still the segment of the night. I mean, these two delivered again. Crowd was behind it, and there's really nothing left to say on this except we just got to get into some in-ring action now. And a very interesting tag match opened the show, and one of the competitors happened to bring down one of my favorite breakfast food, if not my all-time favorite breakfast food involved. MF's gonna have more on that.
The night, guys, was actually a very unique tag team match, as we had the New Day, two members of the New Day, which I believe was Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and they went up against the tag team of Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, and the New Day. 3 and 14 seconds. Go ahead, lead off on this match.
Yeah, New Day had pancakes there. Unbelievable. That was pretty cool. I mean, I wish I could have been there to have them. They look really good, but nonetheless, I probably would say maybe second or third best fight. I really don't know how to rank it, but it's within the 2 to 3 range. It's not the fight of the night by any means. I like the heel Usos better than the clowning around Usos doing weird Southern accents and acting a little much like the Hype Bros at this point. But nonetheless, I mean, this was still a solid match indeed. 7 minutes and 14 seconds to 8 minutes worth of time. I mean, seeing these two go at it was a little odd for me. I enjoyed the match, even though I didn't really get the finish, given the trajectory Gable and Benjamin were on. Are they going right back to New Day and Usos already? Are the brand new Bludgeon Brothers going to be a factor in this situation? We'll find out soon enough, or as I like to say, and the great band Asia once famously sang, only time will tell. Great song. Listen to it. It's really good. So I would probably give this about a solid 2.5 stars, maybe at the absolute best. Probably the third best fight of the night for me. So looks like, who knows, maybe New Day and Usos. I thought maybe they were done with it after that epic Hell in a Cell match. Who knows? Maybe we could be experiencing another New Day Uso feud, because I mean, that tag team division on SmackDown Live, I mean, needs some work. I mean, I want to see some new feuds in that tag team division. I mean, then again, kind of feel the same way about Monday Night Raw's tag team division. We need new feuds, even though the Bar and Rollins and Ambrose have been epic, just like New Day and Usos have. But hopefully after Monday night, we'll hopefully move on to some new feuds in the Raw tag team division, and the SmackDown tag team division definitely needs something moving on to. I mean, I thought Gable and Benjamin surely were going to be the team. Maybe a triple threat at Clash of the Champions, or maybe a 4-way with the Bludgeons. I don't know. We're gonna have, we still got a few weeks to figure that out. So solid 2.5 stars for me. Third best fight of the night. MF, your tag team division on SmackDown Live. I mean, you talk about storyline progression and all that, which is what SmackDown Live is known for. I think we need some progression in the tag team division. It looks like Usos and New Day are probably on another collision course. I want to see parity here.
You know, I don't think it's necessarily true, Anthony, because I think what they're trying to do is right now, like, they're trying to feel their way here, because you don't necessarily need to give them a New Day right away. Maybe what you do is You give the Usos, you give the New Day the win now. Maybe you let them go at it again. Have Gable and Benjamin win that next fight. Be a little bit of a longer battle, and then maybe they might do like a 2 out of 3. And another shot at there, and then we'll go from there. Well, we'll see what happens. But I do think that it's possible we might get a 4-way at Clash of Champions of what happened next. Cut out. We're not going to get into it, but it was the Bludgeon Brothers, and they went up against the Hype Bros, Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. Bludgeon Brothers dominates this fight, ends it in 46 seconds. That is as good as you can get. A dominating performance, absolute. They looked strong. They looked fierce. They looked like the old Wyatts. That's how bad this beatdown was. This was a one-sided fight. Nothing more to say. Well, after that, after in the back, favorite interviewer, Dasha Fuentes, was talking with Zack Ryder, and it's trying to talk about the stuff, talk about about the future that has changed the landscape, that to change. Next thing you know, Mojo Rawley out of nowhere, Zack Ryder basically beats the living daylights out of Ryder. The Hype Bros are no more. They have broken up. Zack Ryder, sympathetic face. I feel bad for him. Mojo Rawley on full-fledged heel. Went straight up heel turn here tonight. Where did that come from? Is what I say. Anthony, you don't have to talk about the fight. It is a cutout. My goodness, Mojo Rawley, what got into you? All right, I guess we'll move on then. I'm sorry.
I didn't know you wanted me to give a thought on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was expected. I mean, we knew the Hype Bros were on the verge of a breakup. I mean, it was teased for the longest time, and yeah, I mean, it was necessary, honestly. Mojo was going nowhere as a face, honestly. I mean, yeah, he had that one moment where he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and he was partying it up with Gronk and the whole 9 yards. But since then, what has Mojo really done for us lately? Nothing. Like the New Day famously said. So hopefully, now that they've turned him, which they should have done a long time ago, I'm glad they finally realized it. They capitalized on it. This heel turn was necessary. So I am hopeful that this is hopefully the beginning of some bigger and better things for Mojo, because he's a great talent. He's got a great look. He's got the ability, but I think the whole Hype Bros thing was holding him back. And I honestly thought it might have been the other way around. I thought they were gonna have Zack Ryder be the heel, but we knew it was coming. So nothing more to say on that. So Mojo, hopefully bigger and better things are coming your way. That's all I can say. So
all right. The next thing we had was the 2-on-1 handicap match. The Singh brothers goes up against WWE champion, the face that runs the place, the phenomenal AJ Styles. AJ Styles wins the bout at 5 minutes and 43 seconds. I'm going to say it. Right? I'm not going to say it was an amazing fight, but I will say this. The ending. Oh my goodness. One of the Singh brothers got caught. Second rope on the inside. Style clash for the win. That is dangerous, to say the very least. Jinder Mahal, who is at ringside, well, let's just say Samir Singh was not he was a victim of the punishment by one Jinder Mahal got hit with the kalas right in the center of the ring. I mean, it's basically, it was good for what it was worth. It was fun for the match. I liked it. Didn't have much to talk about, but what's the future gonna look like? I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens. But I will say this: not bad, pretty good. So I give this about maybe 2 stars just for the effort. Anthony, I give it to you.
Couldn't agree more. 2 stars. Absolutely right. I thought it was going to be, you know, an all-out squash, but they made the things look good. I mean, that's wonderful. I mean, AJ getting the better of the Singhs and Mahal was fun, but it's pretty clear the crowds have moved on from Jinder Mahal at this point. There just is not any buzz or excitement about the act unless he's the one getting embarrassed. He'd be a much better fit as a United States heavyweight champion. That stuff just writes itself. And yeah, it looks, well, obviously the hype bros are done. And I think now it looks like the Singhs, I guess Jinder Mahal is done with them, it looks like. So yeah, I think this thing is obviously overstayed its welcome, and we should probably have a full-on blow-off at the Clash of the Champions when AJ Styles and Jinder Mahal go at it for the WWE Championship. And I mean, I don't know what else there is to say on that. So, I mean, MF basically covered it. I mean, it was your basic 2-star match. I mean, like I said, I thought he was going to beat him in like 30 seconds. But no, I mean, they actually made the things look decent here. But it's really, I mean, you know, it was, you know, Memphis Circus 1983 in terms of green rookies, you know, trying to get through there. But, you know, that's all there is to say on that. So, you know what, MF, you just pretty much covered everything on that. So, Mahal, done with the things, and honestly, we don't even need to wait till our preview show for Clash of the Champions in a few weeks, because I've already got AJ Styles winning, and I think he's going to hold the title until WrestleMania. That's what I think. I think he'll hold it to WrestleMania, and I think he's going to lose it at WrestleMania. To who? Well, you're going to have to wait on that. Move on.
Are you ready for some hot women action?
Always.
The Riott Squad, the new crew, Ruby Riott leading her crew with Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan going up against Natalya, Charlotte Flair, and Naomi, which is actually a little bit of a shocker because you would think this would be Becky Lynch in the spot. But Natalya says for one night and one night only that she was going to put, you know, that they were going to go, well, I guess you can say, let bygones be bygones, and they were going to take on the rookies to what the Smackdown women are like as a united front. Well, unfortunately, that did not turn out the case because the Riott Squad gets the big victory here tonight at 11 minutes and 44 seconds. Anthony, it's all yours.
Yes, indeed. Second best fight of the night. I need to make a little indemnity on that opening match with the Usos, and, or I should say with the New Day and Benjamin and Gable. that was more of a 2 3/4 star match. This was right around the 2 to 2.5 mark. I mean, it was just, this match was just okay. There was nothing wrong with it, but it was nothing overly spectacular or special. The important thing is that the Riott Squad got the win, and they went over strong in doing so. They were smart, they divided and conquered, and it worked. Natalya walking out, perfect sense. She only cares about herself anyway. So if you're wondering where your girl Becky Lynch is, MF, she's also going to be in that new Marine sequel. Not just Miz. No, Becky Lynch, I heard, is going to be in that too. So get ready, MF. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you, but you're going to have to wait a while to see your favorite redheads. So if you want to see your favorite redhead, watch some old videos on YouTube, or if you have the WWE Network, go back and watch some of that action to hope to ease your Becky fix until she comes back from filming. So nothing more to say on that. I mean, I love the divide and conquer tactics there. Solid win for the trio, and I am hopeful that they will continue to find an identity as a team and grow in the mic work. It just feels like an experiment right now. So well done. I like the name, the Riott Squad. That's pretty cool. I kind of like Absolution better, if I'm to be real honest. Not just because they're Raw girls, but just in name value. But Riott Squad definitely makes sense. And man, Ruby Riott's catching my eye lately. I thought I liked her in NXT, but whoa, I'm loving this Ruby Riott a lot more. Liv and Sarah, you're doing your thing. That's all I can say. So the outcome was never in doubt, MF. I mean, they needed to go over. I mean, if they put them under, I mean, that would not have made any sense at all whatsoever. So, but once they did the right thing, that's storyline progression right there. So good for the Riott Squad. And well, the SmackDown Women's Division has now been turned upside down. Let's enjoy the ride.
And it kind of feels like, there is something more there. You feel it, you know it, you sense it. There's something more to the game that moment, but we'll get into the main event. Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton, no DQ. Kevin Owens wins. He wins at 16:49. Fight of the night, no doubt about it. This was crazy good. What a wild match. Kind of you kind of hope for it, but you got the great match. It came out so good. This was an excellent main event. Great way to close SmackDown. And plus, it gives that Dukes. It gives that Dukes of Hazzard type thing where, for once, not every time the Dukes gets their way, but this time Roscoe and the boys, they got the Dukes on this night. So what can you say? It was definitely pretty good. I like it. Great match. Great main event. Anthony, it's yours.
3 to 3.5, would you say there, MF? I mean,
I would agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Then that's what we'll go with. 3 to 3.5 stars. Absolutely fight in the night. Very good main event with a violent opening portion and Sammy and Kevin outsmarting Shano again at the end. And Kevin Owens picking up a huge win. That's not some Johnny come lately on the spot he beat there. He beat a 13-time World Heavyweight Champion, a former Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, a former Tag Champion, Money in the Bank, 2-time Royal Rumble winner, including this year. I mean, yes, sir. I mean, that's huge for Kevin Owens. I mean, they foil Shano's beefed up plan again, and surprisingly, we didn't see anything from Daniel Bryan on that. Heck, we didn't even get any Shinsuke Nakamura or Dolph Ziggler. And it's kind of odd to me how this show is just, we're only a few weeks away from Clash of the Champions. And other than AJ and Mahal, it doesn't seem like very many feuds have been established. So they really need to work on that, even though everything else they're doing is really good. So that's really all I can say there. So 3 to 3.5 stars. Fight of the night. We knew it was going to be, especially with the no DQ stipulation. So very good. It's a great way to close out what I thought was a very solid overall, wonderful edition of Smackdown Live. And MF, if you don't mind, I'm going to take this one for a spin here. Start this off. Solid 7. This was a solid 7 out of 10. Better than Raw, I'll admit it. This was an overall good show with solid wrestling up and down the card, quality stories being told, aka storyline progression, slowly building the issues between Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. The Bludgeon Brothers picked up another squashed win while we finally got the split of the Hype Bros. AJ going over the Sings in that fighting babyface form, spoiling the plans of the evil heels, the Sings and Jinder Mahal, and the Riott Squad. I thought the big winners tonight were the Riott Squad. Put over strong in their second week on the job. You know, Natty walking out, yeah, that definitely contributed. But still, and Ruby Riott got the fall on Charlotte Flair. Could Ruby Riott possibly be Charlotte Flair's next challenger? Maybe Clash of the Champions. We could see Ruby Riott challenging Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'd be for it. Fresh feud. You know how I am about that. And finally, the main event, very good. And Kevin and Sami stole another one, and it's very likely going to lead to more issues between Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. And it could culminate with yet another power struggle. I mean, one's bad enough. We don't need two. Like I said, if we're gonna have at least one power struggle on the shows, I'd rather have it on Raw with Kurt Angle and the Authority. I don't want to see it with Shano and Daniel. I love those two together. I really do. So, nothing more to say on this. Solid 7 out of 10. Great show. Very good show. Solid. And main event stole the show. The other matches were solid at best. So, congratulations, SmackDown Live. Better than Raw. I'll give you that. Even though Raw had some moments last night, but SmackDown did it. So, solid 7. MF, what else is there to say on it?
No, you absolutely nailed it. 7 out of 10, no doubt about that. I agree with everything you just said. It was amazing. It just felt right. Everything came together correctly. There wasn't that much of a need to really push too much, and you didn't have to push much. You just got to get right through it. You had to get, it just felt right. It felt good. Everything looked solid. I got really nothing bad to say. This was a really good show. So, all right. It's a very brief and nothing amazing on the Mikey's mindset. We do have some RWA news, a lot of RWA news actually tonight, folks. So we are actually going to do it, and here is what is going to happen. First off, we are going to have, in the show, and this is going to be on Saturday night, December 9, and it's going to be live from the Chop Shop in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. It's Christmas Chaos, the last RWA event of 2017, and here are the matches already announced for this show. First off, we're going to have is Eddie Vegas and Johnny Mota, Pumpalicious. They are going to team up, and they're going to go up against Jimmy Hansen and Chris Sterling, the Foundation. Now, the Foundation's been running amok in the Renegade Wrestling Alliance for the last few months now, and they've really been turning that place upside down and inside out. There's a major league power struggle going on between the Influence and the Foundation, and it came ahead at the at the Thanksgiving Throwdown, which I was fortunate enough to witness a couple of weeks ago, and on that night, in a Survivor Series elimination style match, the Foundation won when Nick Marchand was the last man standing sole survivor in the match, and now the Foundation is going to try to continue their hot run. They're going up against Pumpalicious, who made their debut not too long ago. Eddie Vegas and Jenny Malta were a part of the Thanksgiving Throwdown Battle Royale, the 30-man over-the-top rope Battle Royale. Fortunately, neither man won, but now they're going to work together as a tag team, and now who knows? Maybe a win like this might move them up the ladder sometime down the line for a future title shot. Well, we'll find out. The next fight we're going to have, okay, this is going to be very good. It is going to be the man who won the 2017 Thanksgiving Throwdown. Chris Cruz goes up against the man he eliminated to win it all, Jammin' Jack Connor, 1-on-1. Now, there's high stakes in this match. Jack Connor came very close again to making it to the Triple Crown Championship picture. However, Chris Cruz was the last man standing in the Throwdown. Connor asked both Cruz and RWA management for one more opportunity. Well, management said yes. Well, management said they would give it to him as long as Chris Cruz agrees to it. Well, Chris Cruz was a man of his, say, you know what? I'll do it. You want it? You got it. You and me, 1-on-1, will fight at Christmas Chaos. RWA management has announced this. And this is major. Because if Jack Connor wins this match, not only does he get an opportunity at the Triple Crown Championship, well, basically what was a 1-on-1 match becomes a triple threat match. That's right. Whoever is the RWA Triple Crown Championship when Perseverance goes down in March will not only have to deal with Chris Cruz, who's the Thanksgiving Throwdown winner, so he automatically gets the shot at the title, but now Jack Connor, if he wins this match, will be added to the championship fight, not making it a 1-on-1 to a possible triple threat. Oh my goodness, what will that be like? Next up we're going to have is a 1-on-1 fight. Izzy Star versus King Leon the Sixth. And I can't believe I'm about to announce this, but I don't ever think it's been such a long time since I've ever uttered these words. But this match will be, Anthony, get ready for this, Kiss My Foot match. You heard it right. Kiss My Foot. 1-on-1, King Leon the Sixth and Izzy Star. Anthony, you got to help me here. And does memory serve me right? I believe the last time we ever had a Kiss My Foot match, wasn't it somewhere back in like 1995? Bret the Hitman Hart and Jerry Lawler in the King of the Ring in Philadelphia?
You nailed it.
Wow.
Yep, 1995, the old Core State Spectrum. As part of the King of the Ring, Bret the Hitman Hart defeating Jerry the King Lawler. And, well, let's just say, if you're squeamish, well, don't watch it.
No. Oh, my goodness. So the next thing we're going to have is, okay, this is actually going to be really fun and really interesting. At the Thanksgiving Throwdown, history was made, as for the first time ever in a very long time, we have a double champion. That's right. Both Frank the Crank and the Insane Dick Lane are both the RWA Interdimensional Champion, and these two men are now forced to defend that title in an open challenge. Now, I was a little nervous about when Frank the Crank had the belt because I did not know how on earth he was going to be able to harness the power to open that dimension to bring somebody over. With Dick Lane, he can do it really easily, like flat of a hat. He has that meta human superpower that can create it and get somebody over. So now Frank the Crank and the Insane Dick Lane will now get the opportunity to do it. We'll wait and see what happens in that situation. All right. Now, this one is going to be a historic fight. This is going to be absolutely crazy. And when I mean crazy, I mean insane. We got Little Daddy Bravo. We got Tony the Fish. We got the Irish Warrior. We got Ricky Medeiros, Just Alex, the Suplex Sweetheart Isana. We got Jason Devine, and we got one more competitor, and this is an 8-person gauntlet fight. But the thing is this: the winner of that fight will later on move on, and they get to be a part of a triple threat match, a 3-way dance for the RWA Hype Championship. The reigning champion, the Riott, Kellen Thomas, puts the title on the line against Sean Leader, and the winner of the gauntlet later that night. Unbelievable matchup. This is going to be a very interesting battle, to say the very least. And what's that going to be like? Well, you're just going to have to wait and find out. Now, the next fight, maybe co-main event of the evening, it is the new RWA Tag Team Champions of the World, the Middlesex Express. They go up against T Phoenix and the Brick David Baker. And please note, ladies and gentlemen, this is a non-title match. This is not for the RWA Tag Team Championship. The belts are not on the line. However, if T Phoenix and David Baker does win the fight, maybe there's an RWA Championship fight down the line. We will find out soon enough. In the main event of the evening of the Christmas Chaos, for the richest prize in their industry, the Renegade Wrestling Alliance's Triple Crown Championship, it's going to be the Ace, Mike Montero, the challenger, versus the reigning, defending, undisputed Renegade Wrestling Alliance Triple Crown Champion, Nicholas Marchand. And more importantly, this championship fight is going to be contested in a 30-minute Iron Man matchup. Now, the reason this happened was at Thanksgiving Throwdown, Nick Marchand and the Foundation went up against Mike Montero and the Influence. And the winner of that Survivor Series type match, the captain of the team got to name the stipulation for the matchup. Nick Marchand was the sole survivor, the last man standing. He got to name it. And yesterday, he made the official announcement that this title fight was going to be an Iron Man match. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Your main event for the Christmas Chaos, for the richest prize in the industry, will be an Iron Man match. And it all goes down on Saturday night, December 9, live from the Chop Shop in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Tickets are on sale right now at squareup.com. $15 for VIP. That gives you front row seat and a poster. $10 for general admission. And for all you kiddies out there that's 12 years or under, you go in for $5. Let me tell you guys, it is without a doubt some of the best professional wrestling you'll ever get to see in the state of Rhode Island. And let me tell you, I've gone to many RWA events. I've been very fortunate enough to go to a few RWA events, and each time I've gone, I have been more and more impressed with them, without a doubt. And I was fortunate enough to at least get a few chats with some of the stars after the show was over. But let me tell you, man, it's always a joy and an honor, and I continue to support RWA as much as they continue to support our ventures, especially on the wrestling forum. A lot of the guys even gives me a lot of praise and give me a heads up about how awesome some of the stuff we've been doing, Anthony. So they've been watching. They know it. They've been watching our work. So without a doubt, much love to the RWA. And that's it. We're done for tonight, guys. So Thursday night is the season finale of the College Football Thursday. 7 games on the docket. It's Championship Saturday. We will run down the docket on all of the championship games, and a lot of them are major implications for the college football playoff. We will get into that. Friday is NFL Friday. We're going to be talking about all the games that's coming up. And as we're now in week 13 of the National Football League, that means there's only 4 weeks. There's actually 5 weeks left in the regular season before the postseason begins. And then Monday night is Ridiculously Raw. Anthony Florio gets to host it one more time. Recap on Monday Night Raw, plus the Tony's Take. He's got 205 Live. He's got Impact Wrestling. Come right back here 1 week from tonight on the Cerebral Smack Talk. We got a lot more on Smackdown Live. I'm gonna continue with the RWA, see if there's any more news. We might have some Ring of Honor news. I do have some news about Lucha Underground. I'll get into that next week. And there's also some Anarchy news that I'm gonna be breaking down their upcoming show. I'm gonna have I'm gonna set the table for that show that's going down on December 9 very soon. That's actually going down this next week. December 3rd is gonna be the next show. So I'll have all the results from that show and set the table for you guys for the next time that we do this. So until then, thank you very much as always. For Anthony Floyo, I'm Michael Fletcher. Thank you so much for watching this. Leave a comment at the bottom, like the video, share with all your friends on all social media platforms. And until then, have a good night, everybody, and so long for now. Bye-bye.